Now, if I was going to tell you the best thing I ever bought out of any gaming thing, peripheral, device, graphics card, anything, it's this Alienware monitor. I've made many reviews about it. You can go check them out. But wow, it takes your gaming to the next level. But now there's a new king. It's the Alienware 360Hz QD-OLED Gaming Monitor. And it takes things to the next level. Now, the reason I bought my Alienware is because it was one of the first QD-OLED monitors out there. And this new one's QD-OLED as well, of course. And what you get with QD-OLED is unmatched panel quality. It's all the color gamuts. In fact, when I measured the color gamut of the AW2725DF, which is the Alienware 27360Hz QD-OLED monitor, the one I'm reviewing right now, it had delta E's less than 1. So it's so color accurate. In fact, the most color accurate screen I've ever had. It gets to 1000 nits peak brightness. Yes, I measured it in HDR 1000 mode. 360 Hz. Wolf. And because it's QD-OLED, and the reason I bought my QD-OLED is because instantaneous response. It's like 0.1 response time. That's how fast this panel is, okay? Nothing matches it. OLED is the best, but this is QD-OLED. So what you get with QD-OLED is typically they're a bit brighter, which this one is, up to 1000 nits. So HDR is just amazing. HDR gaming, watching HDR content is just wow, it's killer. And what you also get is compared to WOLEDs, which have a sort of like a white pixel, this one here is like quantum dot, which means when things get bright, the white pixel does not wash out the colors. So you get intense, vivid colors even at high brightness, which you lose with the older OLEDs. Now, some people are worried about burning. 3-year warranty. My one I've had over 2 years, and guess what? No burning. There is actually a new model of mine. This one here is for competitive gaming. It's 27 inch, which is sort of like the new standard for esports. 360 Hz, you're going to need that for competitive gaming, and nothing can touch it. With those response times, having QD-OLED, even when stuff is bright, super colorful, yeah, just nothing touches this thing, right? And the only flaw in my one was sort of like fine text. You would have sort of like a red outline. It's non-existent on this one, or virtually I can't detect it anyway. So they've pretty much perfected the QD-OLED. Now, even though I think now this is definitely 100% the best gaming monitor on the market, there are times when you would want to get like the newer version of my one, the widescreen one, which is, a bit bigger, and it's sort of like more immersive with that sort of curvature. Even though mine's 175 Hz, which is just destroyed by this new Alienware 27 inch like 360 Hz, it's just nuts. Some people just want fidelity, just want the best experience. And that's where the 32 inch curved Alienware monitor comes in, right? If you want immersive experience and you want all the settings set up to the max, so you're playing Cyberpunk, you turn every setting to the max and you just want that high fidelity gaming experience. Well, the widescreen Alienware is the better option for that because, 175 Hz is plenty enough for, when you're playing games when you want just max settings to make the game look beautiful. Because it's bigger, it's more immersive. The 32 inch Alienware is the better option for that type of gaming. But if you're a competitive gamer and you're not going to put the settings up to max and every frame per second counts and every single hertz matters, this is where you get this one. This is for the competitive gamer. So if you want to get into esports or you just want to be a highly competitive gamer and you need low latency, high refresh rate, this is what you get. Nothing's going to compete with it unless it's a QD-OLED with 360 Hz, right? The old esports monitors can't even touch this thing. And the good thing is esports monitors are sort of moved from 24, 25 inch monitors to now this 27 inch, which is perfect with a 1440p resolution. This thing looks amazing because it's Alienware. It's got all the RGB. It looks really cool. Especially if you've got all other Alienware stuff, has USB Type-Cs, 2 display ports. In fact, you need the display port if you want the 360 Hz. You're limited to, I think it's 145 Hz or something like that with the HDMI. So make sure you use display port. And the thing is, even at 360 Hz, it's a 10-bit panel, whereas my Alienware 32 inch goes down to 8-bit when you use like 175 Hz. But mine does have a higher resolution, so maybe that's why. So what are the bad sides about this? Well, you can't touch this. It's the MC Hammer of sort of gaming monitors. If you want competitive gaming, this is it. Yes, it's expensive. That's a con, I guess. And there is one other con, is you need a good system to power this thing. That's the only con, right? If you want to be pushing 360Hz 1440p, you're going to need a good system, right? You could think that, well, you know, typically you might keep your monitor for 10 years. You might go through, you know, 2-3 graphics cards. Maybe you can future-proof it, get this. That's if your graphics card can't handle 360Hz at 1440p for the game you play. But I guess that's the only downside of it. Now, for me, in a perfect world, what would I want? I would want this 32, 34 inch, because I'm not a competitive gamer. Now, competitive gamers only use like 25 and 27 inch. They don't use 32 inches. So that is what it is. So basically, I've got the perfect compromise with my Alienware. Not going to update this thing. It is amazing, my one. I've made so many reviews about this thing. And this is the next level for competitive gamers. So yeah, nothing but praise for this monitor. I would love to have it. I would love to have both. Like, just amazing. What a monitor. Buy it. If you got the money, buy it. You won't regret it, especially if you're a competitive gamer. Get the 32 inch one if you're more into immersive sort of gaming where you're going to put the settings up. I still think the 32 inch one, the one I have, or the new version of the one I have, is the better option there. So anyway, catch you in the next one. Tally ho.